Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm getting screamed at by one of your cops. Who's the chief now? I got a guy who doesn't know who I am, and he's just screaming at me to turn around. Incredibly rude.
On September 24, 2022, a mayor got really arrogant and abused his power by yelling at an officer who was just trying to do his job at a charity event. Because of this, he got a lot of backlash from the public. A Wichita ethics panel voted for Nero that he did commit an ethics violation of his office. 6 months later, he was voted out of office. This is a perfect example of why people have a burning hatred for politicians and distrust them 100% of the time. He's the mayor, but he doesn't know who the chief of police is in his town? Yes, he's a self-centered tool. Actually, many citizens called for his resignation after this became public. Someone like him does not deserve to be in office. Man, the call to the city manager, the cigar, the attitude. This video is a jewel. 100% abuse of authority. What a disgusting excuse for a human being. I hope he is removed from office ASAP. I can't believe that this mayor kept saying he has no idea who I am. He called the city manager right in front of the officer. What a horrible abuse of power. Officers should not have to put up with this kind of behavior from someone who should be supporting them. The mayor should support law enforcement and never ever use their position to try and break the law. He should be removed from office. If you ever find yourself using the line, "Do you know who I am?" in your life, you are not as important as you think you are. That town needs a new mayor. In District 4 of Wichita, Kansas, there was a charity event called Clean Up the Neighborhood, where people could get rid of recyclable trash and bulky household items they didn't need. This event was just for District 4 residents. On that day, there was a long line of cars waiting to dump their trash, but a red Ford pickup truck brazenly cut in line. Officer Vogt, who was there to help with security, signaled for the truck to get back in line. The driver stubbornly resisted until he had to show his papers.
Thank you, sir.
The guy then pulled out his phone, looking like he was trying to call someone for help.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm getting screamed at by one of your cops. Who's the chief now?
Who's the chief?
Yeah, Lynn's still the chief?
Yeah.
I got a guy who doesn't know who I am, and he's just screaming at me to turn around. Incredibly rude.
According to the police report, the driver was Kansas City Mayor Brandon Whipple. After getting pulled over and asked for his papers, he called the city manager to find out how to complain about the officer.
So I'm going to figure out how to report this. He's still the chief until this week?
Even when faced with two of the most powerful people in Kansas, the officer was determined to follow the rules and do his job. Mayor Whipple handed his phone to the officer to speak directly with the city manager, and what happened next will definitely surprise you.
He has no idea who I am. Yeah.
I know who you are, Mr. Mayor. Hello, sir. Officer Vogt with the Wichita Police Department. How are you, sir?
Officer, respond, please.
Yes, sir.
After Mayor Whipple finished his phone call, the officer went on with collecting information just like he would with anyone else. After he got all the necessary information from the mayor, Officer Vogt went to the event coordinator and told her the whole story.
Hey, Becca. So, I probably just got us all in a little hot water. The mayor showed up and didn't want to follow instructions to come in here. So he's already filed a complaint on me with the manager.
Since Mayor Whipple lives in District 3, the rules said he couldn't take part because it was only for District 4 residents. Whipple claimed he owned a rental property in District 4, but the event was meant for low to middle income households. With annual incomes between $9,800 and $89,000, Whipple makes over $100,000 a year, so he wasn't eligible. Even so, the event coordinator either didn't notice or chose to ignore it and let Whipple dump his trash. But after the body cam footage was posted online, a lot of people started questioning Mayor Whipple's actions. He's the mayor, but he doesn't know who the chief of police is in his town. Yes, he's a self-centered tool. The best way to respond to someone who says, "Do you know who I am?" is to loudly ask, "Does anyone know who this man is?" He doesn't seem to know and is asking us. A mayor who doesn't know who the chief is? Everyone in that town should be pissed. What is it with politicians? Are you kidding me? The person is saying, "Do you know who he is?" So, officials are exempt? How embarrassing. Don't you know who I am? The Fraternal Order of Police demanded that Whipple apologize for his arrogant attitude and abuse of power, and they also wanted him to apologize to Officer Vogt. But Mayor Whipple said the officer's body cam didn't catch Vogt's rude words and actions towards him at the beginning. Whipple argued that the video released was taken out of context. In response, the police quickly gathered more evidence and released additional videos from witnesses at the scene. I am sick of these city officials thinking they don't have to follow rules. This mayor is the definition of entitlement. Any politician, city councilman, or high-ranking cop who utters those infamous words, "Do you know who I am?" during a traffic stop, reveals right then and there who they are and just how corrupt they must be. Crazy how many elected officials believe the laws don't apply to them, and this is why political corruption ought to carry the most severe consequences. If you want to know what someone is really like, place them in a position of power. If he acts this way out in the public, can you imagine how he acts behind closed doors when no one's watching? I feel sorry for his family. What a typical politician lies. He told the dude on the phone the stuff was from his rental property, but then he tells the lady it was from his house. Disgusting. Mayor, you are the one you got an attitude. Good job, officer. Don't let him pass. Nobody is above the law. Shame on you using your power. Protect and serve the community from abusive politician like this. I'm appalled that this guy holds an elected position. He should step down immediately. This is unacceptable. He is a liar and does not deserve to hold an elected position. Watching this all the way from Australia. Cut in front of the line to dump his crap from his rentals. I hope he is removed. Abuse of power. It's outstanding how casually local politicians abuse their power, even knowing full well the interaction is being recorded. When public officials say this, trying to intimidate a sworn officer, they should be arrested on the spot. These people in power need to remember that they're supposed to be upholding the law, not be above it. Oh my, his cigar was almost as big as his car. What a dork. When they say, "Do you know who I am?" the answer is always, "I don't give a F." The level of entitlement that I'm feeling seeing the mayor is appalling. Are you kidding me? The person is saying, "Do you know who he is?" So, officials are exempt? I hope the people of the town are seeing this. This mayor needs to be recalled. This should give you an idea of how entitled and corrupt they are in our nation's capital. Elected officials who break the law they make should have fines and penalties doubled. This is where corrupt politicians begin their careers. If you think this abuse of authority is bad, imagine what's going on at the federal level. A little power is a dangerous thing. Nothing worse than a "do you know who I am" person. I think what pissed me off the most was him smoking a cigar while being pulled over. No one else will be allowed to do that. Nobody else will be given that kind of courtesy. This is what happens when small-minded people are given a little power. Abuse of power at its finest. Former mayor, why do people get a job in public service and be so ignorant? I don't know how rare this is, but it's refreshing to see a brave officer speak truth to power. I'm sorry the officer apologized, though. He shouldn't have. Wow, mayor doesn't even know who the chief is or know how to file a complaint. I am sick of politicians who think they're above the law. Great officer, the mayor must to resign immediately. Good job, officer. This is a complete abuse of power by the mayor and should be addressed. A mayor is a public servant like any other politician and nothing more than that. The final investigation showed that Mayor Whipple didn't live in District 4 at all. His statements just proved he was trying to dodge responsibility and defy law enforcement. After investigating further, the police department confirmed that Officer Vogt's actions were completely in line with their policies. Lots of people praised the young officer's bravery, commending his firm commitment to justice and his role as a representative of the law. What a great police officer! The mayor is a joke. Pretty pathetic. This officer is a treasure. No one is above the law. This officer treats everyone the same. Thank you, sir. He was willing to lose his job as a LEO to treat everyone the same. You deserve a medal. This officer was literally the most professional, courteous, and gracious person in this situation. And the mayor was an arrogant, power-hungry narcissist. The audacity of this mayor is beyond classless. On the other hand, the officer deserves a medal in professionalism. I salute you, sir. A mayor that doesn't follow his own city's rules, doesn't know the chief, and acts like this knowing there's a body cam? Good on the cop for standing his ground and not backing down. Only if America had more police officers like this guy. We need 1,000 more cops like him. Ah, poor little mayor. I love the cop. He is awesome. He is really doing his job. We need more cops like him. That cop handled that very well. Love this officer. He should be promoted. These corrupt politicians should be fired. Great job by the police officer. Good job, officer. Sorry you had to go through that. Nothing worse than a person who is impressed with himself and thinks laws don't apply to him. Good for this officer for not breaking weak to either the mayor or the official on the phone. Great job, Blue. This cop was so awesome. Well done. Officers, greetings from Yorkshire. This is a great cop, extremely patient, great de-escalation, and very respectful. Cops like him are fantastic. A great example of everything wrong with people in power. That officer is awesome. Well done, sir. Thank you, officer. Having been a deputy chief and now a chief deputy, I am proud of you for your commitment to integrity and honor. I love that the policeman just kept on writing. Thank you, officer. Your courage is amazing. This officer is a champion. He handled the situation mature and professional. This officer is what we need in our neighborhoods. He better get a raise. Well done, officer. Thank you for what you do. After the video of the police interviewing witnesses was released, the mayor confessed and expressed regret for his actions. Here's a snippet we've put together for you to check out. Hey y'all, I want to thank folks for reaching out to gain some context about the media coverage of an interaction I had with an officer at a neighborhood cleanup. The post reads, "First, I'm embarrassed by this video. I look rough. At the point when the officer finally turned on his body cam, my words were sloppy when I was reporting the misconduct I'd experienced to the city manager. I was pretty shaken and felt uneasy for having been screamed at in that way." So in the 2023 Kansas City mayoral election, Whipple lost and is no longer mayor. What do you think about that? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you won't miss any future videos. See you next time.